Aloha and welcome to the channel. So in this video I'm making a large style leo mano. So a leo mano is a Hawaiian weapon. If you've been a follower of my channel for some time, you'll be familiar with this type of piece. If you haven't, then the most common form that a leo mano takes is it's got a big paddle with a handle, and on the edges of the paddle are shark teeth, usually tiger shark teeth. If you've watched any of the recent shows, show from Jason Momoa, the Chief of War, they have a lot of leo mano, different style leo mano designs in the show. It's kind of cool. It's been fun to watch that. This piece though is being made out of a piece of curly koa. Koa wood is native to Hawaii. It's actually only grows in Hawaii. It's endemic to Hawaii is what that means. But it's a very beautiful piece of koa wood. It's a two-tone, so it has two colors in the same piece. The light color is from the outer rings, oftentimes known as like an edgewood, and then the darker is the inner rings, oftentimes known as your heartwood. But you can kind of see how the compressions, or rather the curl, the wavy structure, seems to affect the lines. So a lot of that, and it kind of bows, that's most likely made from compression. So this piece came from either a limb or on the trunk, somewhere where there's a lot of weight, and over the years it compressed. So it's a compression curl, which is one of my favorite style of curls. There's a lot of different things that can result in that wavy 3D look on hardwoods, but the compression curl is probably my favorite. Just a beautiful piece. But so the first steps of this were just designing it out. It's a fairly simple design, one I've done a lot. And so I'm going to be shaping, sanding it down to 320 grit, adding in some inlays, the tiger shark teeth, and testing at the very end. Hope you enjoy. Mahalo. So I was recently asked what chisel set do I like to use. I actually don't have that many chisels. I have a couple random like woodworking chisels that I've been gifted, but the primary three that I use are a 1/2 inch, 5/8 inch, and 1/4 inch. I haven't gotten any more, not because I don't want to or don't need to. I just haven't really had the opportunity yet. And the ones that I have here, they're a little bit expensive, and so buying new ones, at least the same type, I really like them, so if I do get new ones, I definitely want to get the same type, but it just seemed a little I'm getting by just fine with these three, so saving on that expense. But yeah, you don't need a whole lot to make some really clean looking edges. It just takes a little bit of patience and time. So I'm going to be doing mirroring inlays on both sides of the piece. There's going to be a niho or a triangle inlay on the handle or the pommel, and then there's going to be a niho mano pattern, a row of triangles on the blade that's going to be 4 deep on both sides, but on mirroring sides. And so it won't be on the, it'll be the opposing side, I guess you could say, of each one. And I'm using these mother of pearl blanks that I have. So I just traced out the triangles, the niho, and now I'm shaping them using a grinding wheel. And once I have them to shape, I can then trace them onto the piece and start cutting out the inlay to glue them into place. So I'm trying something a little bit new or for the first time on this piece. One of the issues that I oftentimes run into when I'm drilling the holes that I'm going to be lashing the teeth into place with is it's easy to blow out when you're drilling through. You have to either drill very slow or have something compressed on the back side, and it just always is kind of a pain. It never quite works as well as I want it to. So this time I taped some painter's tape on the back side, and then I'm drilling through just to see if that will prevent some of the blowout on the koa wood, and it actually worked pretty well. I was very pleased. It didn't prevent 100% of it, but plenty. It just barely pushed up the wood a little bit, and that was able to sand down, and it left a much better result than I normally have. And so probably going forward I'm going to be doing that on every single piece that I'm putting in any type of teeth into place, just because it worked so well. So sometimes you have ideas and you just try out new things. But I have the entire piece sanded down now to 320 grit, and all the inlays in place, the teeth in place. I still need to lash them, but before I do that, I get to oil the piece, and I'm using tongue oil. I use tongue oil on pretty much all of my pieces. It doesn't add really too much color. It mainly just brings out the natural highlights of the grain and the wood. But man, I was excited to oil this piece the entire time, just because you could see the curl and the different look in the wood. It has a little bit of spalting and figure and all kinds of character, and so I was just super excited to oil this piece the entire time, and it did not disappoint. Especially with the contrasting look of the inlay Mano pattern, mother of pearl pattern, on the darker koa. Man, it looked absolutely awesome. So I am loving this piece so far. The last couple steps are going to be lashing the teeth, lashing the hand wrap, putting the feathers in the hand wrap, and then testing. This just turned out absolutely gorgeous. I am in love with how this piece turned out. Well, let me know in the comments below if you like this piece, if you don't like it, if you wish I would have done a little bit of a different design. If you liked it, go ahead and leave me a like and a comment and subscribe. It really helps out a ton. I do notice that about 80% of the people that watch my channel aren't subscribed. So if you can subscribe, that would be awesome. I would appreciate it. Mahalo nui for everyone that joins in, and I'll see you on the next video. Aloha.